Welcome back, everyone, to Wrestling Talking Kayfabe. My name's Clayton. This is my co-host Drew.
What
And
up?
today we're going to be recapping the Chamber, Monday Night Raw, and maybe throw out some predictions for the future upcoming episodes plus WrestleMania.
Of course. And as you can see today, you can't really see us. We're just some floating heads here. Got the double camo going on, boys. So, start off with Chamber. Chamber was okay. I think it really dragged in some bits. Both Chamber matches I enjoyed. Rhea Ripley started off winning the Chamber, which makes sense. A safe pick,
Yeah,
especially with the Mania tickets situation there.
right. And after, it kind of felt really obvious after she dropped the tag titles that
Oh
this
yeah.
was the direction they were clearly just going to go. And Jade's kind of struggled having any feuds anyways, so why not just throw one of the best threat at her? Just switch her on over to SmackDown.
I mean, Rhea Ripley is definitely the most popular women's wrestler and arguably
By far.
top three most popular wrestlers in WWE right now.
I don't think anyone gets a pop louder than her
Oh no,
in WWE. John Cena was close there for the tour, but like now that he's gone, so like I think she's clear top dog when it comes to pops.
honestly, I think I agree with that. Besides maybe Cody.
Yeah, they love singing the song, so I get that.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So that was the first off. We had a women's front heavy half of Chamber, and then we had AJ Lee's the new IC champ. That one clean finish there, and then we got a lot of shenanigans towards the end, but I feel like that's kind of fitting with Becky's character and, shows that AJ is kind of a strong champ because she put Becky in the Widowmaker. No, not the Black Widow
Twice.
twice.
Black Widow, yeah. Yeah, made her tap twice. I mean, if you ask Becky Lynch, she'd never tapped, and I don't know. The evidence might be there. She's gonna get her lawyers involved.
People are
Uh,
saying. They're saying
People are
great things.
saying
Sports Illustrated says it. Bleacher Report
they.
says it.
ESPN says it. Actually,
She,
Jessica Carr, I don't know if you saw, threw some shade at her in a tweet because ESPN tweeted the clip, or I'm sorry, X'd the clip of her tapping, Becky tapping out, and Jessica Carr quote tweeted it and trolled Becky Lynch a little bit, which is kind of, I feel like they're doing something with that.
oh yeah, I feel like there's definitely because she's a wrestler, so I feel like
Yeah,
they'd get her involved there a little bit. That'd be a good fun storyline for Becky at
yeah.
at Clash and Italy because that's in literally like a month out. We got like two PLEs in May.
I do think we do just end up circling back because Becky Lynch is obviously going to be involved at WrestleMania.
100.
You would be a
percent
fool not to. And we probably just circle back to her facing AJ Lee, and then the Jessica Carr stuff really boils in with maybe Jessica Carr reffing the match at WrestleMania and something happening. But I don't know. It feels like they're really going with something there.
I would agree with that. Although after seeing, I think Io and Rhea are moving to SmackDown. Is my predict
Just Rhea.
just Rhea? Okay.
Yeah, because Io is in the
The,
qualifier or the gauntlet match
yeah,
for
for
the
the
IC title.
okay. Which I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. So and they had that big moment. They like hugged and like, oh, I'm
Mm,
gonna miss you, Rhea, and or miss you, Io. And it's like,
okay.
I'm pretty sure they're in love, but
You never know.
now they gotta break up. Now they gotta break up.
Yeah, and like I can see them. They're saving that big one-on-one feud for later on down the line. It's
When Rhea takes the title from Jade, I could definitely see Io making her way to SmackDown
yeah, and that'd be a good SummerSlam match.
because we did tease the Julia and Io thing as
Yes,
well.
we did because they were supposed to have a match and then they pulled it last second. So
Yeah, which intrigues me about Io being in this gauntlet match for the IC title because, like, with your original prediction, them both going SmackDown, if I had before last Monday, I would have agreed.
mm,
Like, if not seeing her in this gauntlet match and not having that little kind of promo with Rhea, I would say, oh yeah, Io's also going to SmackDown, but it seems not to be that way.
which is funny because I feel like there's a ton of women in Raw. Like I can name like 12 different women, and I can name like four on SmackDown. So it makes
Yeah,
sense to kind of move Rhea and Io back over to SmackDown just to kind of let Raw have some breathing room and like let some of those other up and comers like Ivy Nile's great. Like get some
Yeah.
more like reps and have some like things. Most likely I think Becky Lynch, but I could also see her going after Vaquer or Liv after Mania. So I don't know if they
Yeah.
want to put the IC strap back on her because she's done great with it, but I feel like that's more of a building character belt, and I don't think we need
Yeah.
anybody to reestablish the importance that that belt's like important.
I agree. I think that AJ Lee carries it into Mania.
Agree.
I'm not even sure the winner of this gauntlet match is who takes it from her. I think they may give her one defense,
Mm-hmm.
and then she takes it into Mania and loses it to a, up and coming type. Like how basically you said how the IC title should go on someone who's up and coming and like, yeah, to establish a new talent per
Yeah,
se.
exactly. I'm trying to think of women who would. I could see Roxanne would be a great one for
She
Death.
is in the gauntlet.
Oh,
I think she's in the gauntlet match.
oh,
No. Raquel is in the gauntlet match.
oh.
Yes, Raquel is in the gauntlet match.
That would actually be
And
interesting since she had such a great chamber, because then you could get some more Judgment Day beef going on there.
right. And so here I got it right now.
Okay.
It's Lyra,
Okay.
which I don't think we run that back. Maybe, but I
Lyra
doubt
and Becky, I mean, I think maybe to reestablish Lyra just because after SummerSlam, Lyra hasn't done fuck all.
No, she's been with this like fake tag team with Bailey, who's also in the Intercontinental Gauntlet match. So
Okay.
maybe we get a little bit of beef there. But it's Lyra, Bailey, Io, Raquel, Asuka, and Ivy Niles. So not Roxanne Perez. I was wrong.
Okay. That is a stacked gauntlet match for the IC.
Yeah, I don't know who wins this actually at all. Like, it could be. I doubt it's Io because that feels like a step below unless they're setting. They don't have plans for Io for Mania, so they're setting up Io versus AJ Lee at Mania,
Because
which
you gotta have
could be
Io
something.
in Mania, I feel
Yeah,
like.
you would be ridiculous not to, I think. Yeah.
And I think Lyra, like, there's the only person I don't see winning this is Ivy Nile. That's the only
Yeah.
one. But even though, like, that she should maybe get a chance to shine, hopefully, like Kiana James has lately. I'm hoping.
Yeah, low key, I don't see her pinning multiple of these superstars. But if she did win, that could set up for that one defense before Mania.
Yeah.
AJ Lee defends against Ivy Nile. Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
a safe win. It's like the Finn versus Punk one, which we can move on to our next chamber result, which this was the most clear-cut win. Like, there was no chance in hell. Especially when they had the Chicago Bulls entrance from, like, the Jordan era.
Yeah,
Bulls.
like, come on. How do you beat that? Like, if Finn Balor had no chance, if I was a rich man, just a filthy rich man, I would have found every offshore website that offered wrestling odds and maxed out what I could on CM Punk.
Oh.
Because no matter what the odds were, because he was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They've advertised the Mania match.
Oh yeah, they've advertised it. I mean, even like I said, we said this in the live stream. Which, by the way, go check out our live streams. We do those occasionally for PLEs going forward.
Yeah.
Michael Cole, because we use the VPN, so I don't have to watch so many ads on Raw.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole was like, "Oh yeah, we got CM Punk and Roman at Mania, but Finn Balor could be the new champion." I was like, "There's no fucking way Finn Balor's winning this."
I really wish why couldn't Roman announce Punk at this Raw? You know what I mean? Like, even just done a promo. Like, I try not to complain too much about the small things of creative like this, but I am going to complain about this one. Let Roman still have a little beef, like where it's going to be obviously he picks the Raw title, but don't announce it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cody wins the Chamber. He shows up on Monday Night Raw. And Roman's like, Randy Orton wins the Chamber, and he shows up on Monday Night Raw, and he's just like, nope, sorry, Randy, he's mine. And then he picks Punk. And it's like, oh, we could have like had a little thought of, ooh, maybe Finn Balor can do this.
Yeah, I think that would have been good, just because this was the biggest. Like, I've only been watching for wrestling for a little while now, like a year, but this past bit of like Raws and SmackDowns. Besides, SmackDown had some highlights, but Raw just dragged ass. Like it was like after like before Survivor Series after SummerSlam, and like
Yeah.
it's like lull point. It's just like we're building to Mania, and this is what we're getting.
Yeah, we're getting a new rider though.
Well, yeah, because
Thank
they just
God.
fired Road
Our
Dogg.
lead rider.
Yeah, because I think Road Dogg was writing SmackDown, and SmackDown was awful last year. And now I think they moved him to Raw, and then Raw this year has been awful.
And they didn't fire him; he quit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did just walk in and quit. I guess no heads up. Whatever.
I'm sure we'll find out on Unreal maybe.
Yeah, I don't really care. I think I'm happy about there being a new lead writer just to switch things up, and I pray that they don't learn about the Masked Man gimmick.
Oh, dude. Which
because I can't do it anymore.
I feel like the gimmicks and stuff have just been they're put on too long with not enough payoff, especially because now we're talking about Punk and Finn. They brought out the box. The box was Danhausen, which they did. It went on way too long. Like if it was like a week, perfect.
Yeah, then it's fine that it's Danhausen.
Yeah,
I am not mad at Danhausen. Well, okay. I was at the time mad it was Danhausen. I think Danhausen was awesome, especially after his debut episode already. I thought he was going to be awesome before. I was just upset with, like you said, how long they went on with this bit just for it to be Danhausen.
Yeah. Like, if we do this for a week, shows up on Raw, send it to SmackDown, then it's at Chamber, we get like a week of build-up. I think that's perfectly fine. Doesn't set expectations crazy high. And then you don't get people checking Fozzie's band schedule with Jericho and getting their hopes up. And just...
Yeah, because I thought we were breaking the walls down. I thought for sure that's who it was. Yeah, and then it was just like, okay, like this guy's cool. He's really cool, but...
Mm-hmm. But...
Nah.
I mean, I feel like definitely after his little Raw bit and then just going cursing Dom, it definitely made up for it. But let's move before we get on. Speaking of gimmicks, yeah, like you said, the Masked Man bit, like we are running this into the fucking ground.
We've had so many masked men. We've had a masked woman. Like
I thought like
no mask.
No, I thought like okay, we get one more. He's got like some little henchmen. Okay, that's fine. Reveals himself, and then there's just more Masked Man on Monday Night Raw. And I'm just like,
why did he have to be the Masked Man again?
Why? What's the point? We revealed it's Seth. We knew it was gonna be Seth. This entire
I know why
time.
they did it, so they could distract Paul Heyman down with the one Masked Man. And it's like, okay, but for the love of God, can it just be Seth Rollins now? Like, can Seth Rollins just come out?
Yes, I mean, I will say I'm happy Seth Rollins is back. He's probably my favorite.
Oh yeah.
He does great work, and I feel like definitely Raw has been lacking because he doesn't have that like heel presence of just being a trolly little bastard. But he's also good, so.
But I guess we should talk about the results of the Chamber and the Masked Man before we get ahead of ourselves on Raw with it. Seth Rollins, of course, was the Masked Man. He took out Logan Paul after Logan Paul dominated the Chamber. I mean, 3 pins. Should have only been 2, still 1, whatever. I don't know why he did that, but
I think
sure.
it was supposed to be like the Bronson or Braun Breaker spot, and because Bronson Reed got hurt so late, they just like we're putting Logan Paul in. He's getting the pins. We don't want to change up the choreography too much.
I just don't get the point of the stealing of the pin because it doesn't change anything in the Chamber besides that character got 1 more pin. Like,
I guess you could say I saw the argument be made that Logan's so egotistical that he has to have the pin, and I'm like, all right, that fits with this character.
It fits his personality, yeah. No, okay, that's fair. That's good enough reason for me.
That's fair, and like the only thing I disagree with people, and they're like, oh, what does it make sense that he would attack Logan? I'm like, he's going after Paul Heyman. These are clearly Paul Heyman's new guys. Like,
it very much makes sense that he attacks Logan.
Yeah,
because they kicked his ass after they're who injured him. Remember, it wasn't
Well,
The
Logan and
dive.
Austin Theory weren't in the Vision yet at that point, so
Oh,
people were
was that
saying,
before that?
yeah,
Okay.
because Logan didn't join the Vision until like Survivor Series, and that was at the end of Crown Jewel.
Okay.
So it's like
It's just been going on too long, yeah. So I don't like it's too much.
there's been a lot.
The Vision sucks. I'll
it,
say it. It's
it
not their own fault either.
it's not.
It's
I
their
think
bodies.
it is their bodies, and I feel like it's a little bit of the booking because I feel like after Clash of Paris, they had so much heat. Bronson Reed got a clean pin on Roman. He's the first
Yeah.
person to do that since Cody, and then we just
Yeah.
did absolutely fuck all with them after Crown
Yeah,
Jewel.
that's insane. Yeah. Oh, how did we just go past that? I guess that's a tale for another day, but man. But afterwards, Drew interfered, screwed Cody. I guess screwed Cody. Not really like he indirectly screwed Cody because he took the crossroads. Then, of course, out of nowhere, who could have ever
The
guessed?
Viper.
And the Viper.
Randy Orton
I
slithering
actually
in.
didn't expect that at that moment. That was kind of shocking. Like he crossroads and then boom RKO, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, there's the match. Hell yeah,
Nice. I
it was a
mean,
great finish.
I think I was expecting it just because of the week before on SmackDown, because Drew interfered with Randy, and it's
No, I
like,
mean specifically the RKO.
oh,
right
the
there.
RKO right at that
like
moment.
just right out of the crossroads.
Yeah, no, that was real smooth. That was.
It was very smooth.
Yeah, I did not expect that right away. I thought Drew would have probably gotten up and then smacked Cody, and then Randy would have hit the RKO.
Yeah, no, but it was a great finish. I'm glad Randy Orton. Randy Orton's only main evented 2 WrestleManias.
That's crazy.
Previously, yeah, insane. Because I guess he's just never been like a long-term title holder. He's always just been like he was a heel for the longest time, and heels I feel like don't. Besides Gunther, his last title reign, heels a lot of the time don't just sit there and hold the title. Like the baby faces win it back pretty quick a lot of times. So
I would agree with that, and I feel like
I guess that's why.
Well, I've been watching some old Manias just to like throw on and stuff, and I feel like the other thing that's been against Randy too is like most of the Manias he's been a part of have only been one night, so there's only one main event.
I do forget that as well. Yeah,
it's like
that's true.
John Cena and like other people, and or like Edge and stuff like that.
Yeah, while Randy Orton was winning like the World Heavyweight Championship and stuff, John Cena was defending the WWE Championship main event at WrestleMania. So yeah,
like I watched the
makes sense.
I watched the one Mania where Ric Flair got retired, and like right after that match, that was like Cena, Triple H, and Randy Orton for a triple threat, and then there's like that's like halfway through the show.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, that's kind of bizarre that that's not a main event. What was the main event of that Mania?
I think it was Edge and Taker.
Okay, that's fair.
So
there's not a lot of people that could take the spot from them, but that, yeah.
So it's like it makes sense why it was set up like that. So, but I'm excited for it. Speaking of, right afterwards, they announced Drew versus Cody on SmackDown this week, which that happens tomorrow, and I'm curious if they. I feel like that's got to be the main event of the night, but then Randy's gonna get involved. I feel like What's your thoughts on that?
Because if Randy does get involved, I don't think Randy does get involved. Actually, I could be so wrong because he's not going to heel turn on Cody Rhodes and screw him on a random Friday night SmackDown in March. I don't think. I think if he heel turn, it's going to be at a more prevalent time. I could be wrong. They've kind of teased this forever. Why not a random Friday night in March? But I don't know. I think Cody just wins this clean, and we just try to sell tickets for WrestleMania is what I fear.
I get where you're coming from with that, and that makes sense to me. And I've seen some other people make the argument that like 1v1 matchups are better than like fatal 4-ways and stuff for like story building and everything. However, the only counterpoint I'm gonna do is if Cody beats Drew cleanly, then what do you do with Fatu? Because Fatu was already promised a title match, and at that point, are you just gonna have Fatu versus Cody on a random SmackDown?
That's true.
Building to Mania, so I feel like this is gonna end up being a fatal 4-way with a bunch of
I think
shenanigans,
so.
and like there's gonna be a bunch of shenanigans tomorrow, and I feel like honestly, my hot take is it opens the show, so then that way Randy can face off with somebody. That's my
There's no chance this will main event. Like that's just always this will main event the show, but the fuckery will happen.
I I think Fatu definitely
Maybe.
busts in there. I could see,
Yeah.
or Aleister Black, I could see getting in there because he could be like, well, I pinned Randy. Because,
Mhm.
like, Drew hit Randy randomly, like, the week before Chamber.
Yeah.
So, that's my thinking. Like, we're going to get a whole, like, this is going to be a fatal 4-way for night one.
Yeah, so I agree about the singles matches are better for long-term storytelling, better for short-term storytelling. It's just better for storytelling. Punk and Roman does not need a third person. A third person would ruin that match. But I don't think they do both major titles without one of them being a triple threat,
Mm-hmm.
at least minimum. Fatal 4-way, of course, falls under that category. And yeah, you're probably right with the 4 to 5 names you said.
Yeah.
It would feel odd. I see like why what you're saying about Aleister Black because they did randomly have that match and that they're gonna have to do something with Aleister Black pinning Randy. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that's post Randy maybe winning a title at Mania. That's his first defense
Mm-hmm.
or what. But yeah, there's 4 to 5 people that will get involved in this match.
Yeah. And
I
not
just fear Cody just pins Drew clean, and then they just try to run with Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes as a selling point.
I could see that happening because ticket sales are down and everybody's
Mm,
got their hair on fire. Not to mention,
full panic.
it's full panic, and not to get super political, but I don't know if Saudi Mania is going to happen next year at this point, based off
Mm,
of the current uh, invasion that
yeah,
because they've completely shut down all the airports and everything, and you can't get in and out of the Middle East.
yeah, and don't need to dive too far, but I did see some stuff about possibly cutting off relations with America. Some of those countries, Saudi Arabia included. So, yeah, I think we're definitely up in the air there. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah, so I don't. So that's like another thing where I think everything's just on fire, and now that money might not be guaranteed, so they just go, we need the biggest fucking events, and this Mania is hot doo doo garbage right now with the tickets, and so we gotta fucking sell, sell, sell.
which I think that they don't know what sells sometimes. I think it feels like we're to the point now, but before TKO wasn't getting involved,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like now TKO is getting involved.
I would agree
Like
with
with the advertisement of Punk and Roman before we even had Elimination Chamber,
you.
like
Mm-hmm.
that just feels like a very business involvement. And that is what the worst thing for wrestling is if a corporate gets involved and starts making decisions. They do not know what we want.
I would agree with that.
Not at all.
And as a fan of the other brand that TKO owns of the UFC, they've gotten their grubby little hands on that and have ruined that. Because before, like, we don't get title fights hardly at all anymore. They're promoting this stupid ass White House card for 4th of July and the 250th birthday of America, and like multiple fighters, like, no, I don't want to fucking do that because of the implications involved. Because they're gonna have
Yes.
fighters walk out of the White House for the
Yeah.
entrances. Not to be political, but it's
And
just
no matter who, what, the leader, who it is, whatever, that doesn't matter. People don't want to do this.
mm-hmm,
Fighters don't want to do shit like that. They don't want to get political. They just want to go out there and fight.
mm-hmm.
Especially these dudes from other countries and shit. That is the last thing they probably want to do,
Yeah,
considering, some of their countries might not like us very much. And yeah.
exactly. And then the other big issue is they're trying to restack the card so that American fighters can get some good wins, and that's not really possible. So I think on both brands that like TKO is just fucking things up royally because there was a wrestle I watched Going in Raw for some political, like not political, but like just wrestling content, and if you looked at like the amount of money they made off of tickets from 40 to 41, it's almost like triple the profits. for like between, because they went from like, oh, actually it's double, because they went from about 38 million for 40 for like both nights to like 82.
And that's just ticket price
That was just ticket
increase,
revenue,
or
and
okay.
that was just so.
That's scummy. That's probably one of the worst things I've ever heard, actually, for this business.
Yeah, it's terrible, and like
Yeah, they don't understand that. Like, wrestling fans aren't rich.
no,
There was someone, I think it may have been on the Wrestling is Cool podcast, that they described, or it may have been actually on one of. It may have been Gunther and Co. I listen to way too many podcasts, and all the wrestling knowledge just kind of runs together. But they were basically like saying like, you can't outprice the common person, because that's who watches wrestling.
mm-hmm.
That's why people watch wrestling, because they can go down to their nearest big city, spend $12, and go watch these guys beat the hell out of each other doing the craziest shit in the indies. And like,
Mm-hmm.
those are the people that love wrestling. You can't outprice those people, or you will not have people show up.
Yeah, and like
It will happen. We saw it already with Chamber not selling.
yeah, Chamber didn't sell. Like these past couple Raws and Smackdowns haven't sold, but like you can also tell like the crowd's not into it as much because like, hey man, if I'm paying $200 for a goddamn Raw, it better be like Austin helping Mankind win the goddamn title.
Yeah, and that's another point I'm going to bring up as well. With these high ticket prices, you get a lot. They keep bringing in these celebrities and stuff. Yeah, to sit ringside. That's cool. WWE's always done that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you turn it into the courtside NBA experience, but for the whole arena, to where it's like, these people don't give a fuck. They don't care what happens. You're not going to get Seth Rollins' theme song being sang 10 minutes after his music's done. Like that stuff will go away, and people will notice.
It's funny that you bring that up because what they're doing is, I just realized it. They're trying to UFCify the WWE live events because that's what they do at all like the big like pay-per-view cards, like the numbered UFCs. You'll see like Elon Musk ringside and like all these super big celebrities because it's a once a month very big fight. And so
WWE's always done that, though. That's always been a thing. Celebrity involvement.
But I'm saying like on like the weekly Raws though, they're like trying to do that.
Yeah, it does seem a bit much on like the weekdays.
Outside of like, you know, like the hardcore fans, like like Lil Yachty was like on like the Georgia Raw, and he's just like, I just like wrestling, dog. But,
yeah, and I do think that's an issue and a point too. Sometimes these celebrities just want to go, and they don't want their face plastered everywhere. Like, they just let them go enjoy it. And I guarantee, probably not a lot, but there's probably been a couple scenarios where a celebrity's like, man, just let me watch. Like, I'm not here to promote anything. Like, yeah, I'm here, but just let me watch.
yeah, and then I did have noticed a couple celebrities are like, I am forced to be here. Like Tom Segura had like a new Netflix show, and he was on there, and it was just like, he'd be like,
Hasn't he made several negative comments?
Yeah,
about the WWE?
Tom Segura is a fucking prick. He's like
Yeah,
one
he's
of
a
those.
douchebag.
He's like one of those who's like, oh, I'm too fucking rich to like fly with peasants, and it's just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
you literally got famous with Bert Kreischer on Joe Rogan's podcast. Like, calm the fuck down, man. Like, you are not some elite level dude.
Right. But let's wrap that up. They're just messing up, is I guess the recap of that conversation is they've got to let the common man enjoy wrestling still, or WWE will go away, because these people are fiends for it, man. They will switch brands.
Yeah,
you seen? I mean, what was it, 82 or 32 weeks or something that WCW did take over WWE there for at one point? That will happen again, because AEW is not a bad product.
No, it's not. And it's starting to come into its own with its own characters and its own loyalty of characters. Like, I saw a clip from MJF, and I've seen clips from Tony Storm where they're just like, I'm not leaving. I like it here. I enjoy what I do, and it's a lot of fun.
Darby Allin will never leave that place. We will never get Dean Ambrose back, because he is now John Moxley. That's his name, right? John Moxley. Mox. Yeah, and he's fucking killing it over there, and then they're gonna start making more money, so they're gonna be able to pay these people. And yeah, WWE better be careful, because AEW is head by a man who has endless money. So like he will figure it out. He has Jaguars money.
I mean, that is true. And like they're starting to get some like steam and everything, and like I said, I feel like if they can get some good stories and everything like that, it's definitely a competitor that, and it's the only competitor they don't acknowledge because they acknowledge TNA.
Well, they're partnered with TNA.
Yeah. So, but
yeah, they don't really acknowledge. I was actually shocked that AJ Styles acknowledged NJPW the other day.
Oh, really?
I'm sure they didn't like that he acknowledged that in his retirement speech.
It's in Japan. What are they gonna?
I know, but they're greedy motherfuckers, man. They're crying.
It's not even in the
and
same.
NJPW they're partnered with AEW as well.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, they are directly. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to some Raw results. We got the more mass men shenanigans attacking Paul Heyman this time. Yeah. But he had a beautiful stop on fucking Paul Heyman.
Man, Paul Heyman took a pretty brutal chair shot. Kind of felt like Seth meant a little bit of that, you know?
Kind of. 100%. I will say
that was nice.
I feel like Paul Heyman's a player like that. He's like, sell it. I ran ECW. It needs to be real.
It needs to hurt.
They need to be there. And then also LA Knight was as the ambulance driver.
That was pretty funny. I think you may have said it one day on this podcast, or maybe just in a casual conversation. Excuse me. In a casual conversation, yeah, LA Knight probably is the closest thing we'll ever get to Stone Cold Steve Austin again. And just like that character. He's obviously not, I'm not implying anything that he's anywhere near as good. Mm-hmm. But that's probably the closest we'll get.
He definitely has like the build. He's got like kind of that like attitude style. It's just more of like a flashy playboy instead of like Southern Texan.
Yeah.
And his like wrestling style is kind of similar, which I hope they do some cool shit with him. I think that would honestly be a hilarious thing if LA Knight just starts tormenting Paul Heyman. Like him and Seth team up and just Paul Heyman's backstage.
That could be fun.
You just see LA Knight just pop out of somewhere with like the fucking bedpan and just smack Paul Heyman.
Smack him, yeah. Yeah, I hope actually Paul Heyman takes a bump on the next like 12 Raws.
As my wife calls him, evil baked honey ham.
Yeah.
He deserves to take a few bumps.
It's funny as well.
I think that'd be cool because especially if Braun Breaker comes back, I could see them like that would be a fun feud.
Absolutely.
And then we got the Gooner unmasking Dragon Lee, which
whatever.
Does that mean Dragon Lee can't like put his mask back on, or is it like
no?
Or
they unmask in the WWE all the time. They unmask in WWE all the time.
Okay.
Not all the time. Maybe that's not what I should say, but they do it often.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
It's always controversial.
Okay, I wasn't sure what like the Lucha rules are because I know like Ray took off his mask in WCW and then couldn't put him back on.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either, but I do know. I believe Dragon Lee has been unmasked last year on Raw by somebody. Yeah. Yeah, but it's whatever. Some people were really mad. One of the reporters posted a screenshot of it on Twitter or X and got all kinds of hate for it. I don't know. It was on TV. Like
blame the people with the way they shot that. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I'm always curious what the masked wrestlers look like in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm indifferent about it. I don't think it's respectful by any means, but the person who got unmasked has to agree to it. So, I mean, if he's cool with it, then why shouldn't I be?
I agree with that.
And then after that, we got an AJ Lee promo, which set up the gauntlet match, which we kind of covered already. Mm-hmm. Who's your winner for that? Officially,
well, we got Bayley, Lyra, Asuka,
Raquel, Io, Asuka, and Ivy Nile.
I don't think it's Asuka. I feel like Kyrie's gonna get like there'll be something out of that. Asuka and Kyrie. I feel like it's gonna be Lyra or Bayley, but I don't but they'll put Raquel first, and I could see Raquel just steamrolling everybody and then kind of doing what they did with Braun Breaker a little bit. But I also, because you have to pin each person, right?
Yep. Whoever starts it then has to run the gauntlet if they are the unfortunate one to start. And I'm kind of leaning the way you're leaning. Raquel is going to dominate and then get rolled up by Bailey
Mm-hmm.
at the end. Like,
Yeah, I could see that because Raquel is just being a motherfucker and is becoming like the new just big bad woman, like being built up. Because I could see her. I feel like you start her off with like an Ivy Nile or a Lyra, and then Asuka, and then someone have a Kyrie, and then Io or Bailey or Lyra is going to be last. One of those three.
yeah, it's going to be if Raquel does dominate this. She's going to pin some pretty significant names.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's clean or not, well, we probably see some Liv Morgan Judgment Day action.
Yeah, which we can probably talk about. Yeah, let's talk about that, about the curse and the whole Dom thing. Which R.I.P. Dom lost his IC title because he got cursed. So I feel like it gives him a little bit of an out.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm curious to see if we're getting a defense by Dom soon, or if we get a defense by Dom at Mania. If Dom shifts, I'm a little scared. I hope he doesn't shift away from WWE TV and go into AAA quite a bit and do stuff with their main championship. I hope that doesn't happen. It could though. I'm curious to see where Dom goes from here.
My prediction is because he's got this match with Vikingo coming up in the next AAA premium event, and it's for the stipulation if Dom loses, he can never return to AAA. So also because of how popular he is in down there with the Mysterios, I'm like that. In my opinion, I don't think he's gonna lose that. Just because it's like we're gonna take Dom Mysterio, the lineage of massively popular luchadors, and he can never return to Mexico. So I know Omos is involved.
Never seems crazy.
Yeah, that's like the thing. It was like he can't never return to AAA is the stipulation. So it's like the retirement things. I'm like, he's not gonna lose. So I could see him beating Vikingo and then dropping it again to like an El Grande Americano in AAA.
I would say don't look into that too much because wrestling is the most, but you can just make stuff up.
That's true.
He can lose that, and then in 6 months they're like he's back because of this, and it's the most bizarre explanation ever. And you're just like, well, okay, and he's back. Yeah,
I think my prediction with Dom for Mania. This is gonna be very galaxy brained here, so hear me out. I think Judgment Day is going to implode on the road to Mania. I don't think we get Finn and Dom at Mania. I think what's going to happen, because everybody's predicting Ray and Gunther. And if Ray tries to retire, Gunther tries to retire Ray, I think Dom gets involved with that instantly, because there's no other person that should retire Ray besides Dom. And I think that's a good way to elevate Dom into the main title scene, is if he starts beefing with Gunther over his dad.
Yeah, and also I listened to Ray on a podcast recently, and that man, I do not think he's ready to fully step away. His daughter is training right now. I believe while finishing college, she started training.
Okay.
And he's 100% going to wait to see if she wants to do this or not before he retires.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because if he knows he can get just like a year of WWE TV with their entire family on there, he's gonna wait.
Oh yeah, 100%. He can he's not beat up like Ric Flair was, so he can definitely do that.
Ray always took care of himself really well.
Mm-hmm. So I can definitely see that happening. I think Gunther could come in and just try to steal Ray's moment and just been like, this is my thing. All you legends need to get out of the way. Maybe we don't do a retirement stipulation because this will be the 4th retirement stipulation in a row without Gunther going for a main title. So I think maybe we ease off the legend killer stuff just for a little bit so we don't burn it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that this was all set up for Mania though as well. So I think he does have some kind of big retire. I just don't know who else it would be.
The only only other prediction would be Brock, but I don't think Brock's retiring.
You don't think Brock's retiring? They've set up a retirement tour.
Oh,
I mean, that's what I think. I mean, that's what you don't set dates they're appearing.
That's a good point.
Unless you're A, Roman Reigns, or B, retiring.
I could see that. Or they're trying to sell tickets because no one's buying tickets.
Yeah, I guess that is true. This is TKO taking over, like I said. So they could just, yeah. But to me, this feels very retirement tour-esque for Brock. Lord, please. I mean, just let it be. Please.
I can see that. I feel like he's got another year left in him. I don't think he retires quite this year. So that's why I'm just I feel like it would come out of the blue.
I do know his opponent at WrestleMania is not Oba Femi, like everyone thinks it's going to be.
I don't think it's going to be Oba just because I know everyone wants it to be Oba. I think they're definitely going to get that match. I think
in 2 WrestleManias.
You think 2 WrestleManias? I was going to say next WrestleMania.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. That is
2 WrestleManias. I thought you meant 44 is where we're getting that. And I was like,
but there's no way, because unless Brock is retiring, well, no, because if Brock is retiring, then it's Gunther. So yeah, we're not getting Oba Femi because Oba Femi is not getting pinned anytime soon. No. I don't think. And Brock is an egotistical asshole. He's not getting pinned by a new guy. Mm-hmm. He's too good for that. He fought in the MMA. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do know that.
You know that, right?
Brock Lesnar's a scary fucking dude. He was UFC champion. That dude's legit as shit. But
I don't care for him.
I understand you don't care for him. He is a piece of shit. Personally, yeah. I think we're gonna get Seth Brock at Mania because I think that match makes sense. Or my other theory is if it's not if say we do Drew versus Randy and not Cody versus Randy, I think Cody goes after Brock because that would sell. That's another thing for Cody to go, you've interfered, you're being a dickhead.
I think Brock is going to end up getting some bullshit squash match, and it's just going to be some opponent we don't. Yeah. It's not going to be someone we really care about. It's going to be a 3-minute bullshit match. It's going to be an unfunny version of Randy Orton and Joe Hendry.
I could see that happening.
Yeah, I think that's what we get. We're going to get what my prediction is over these next announced dates that Paul Heyman announced because Brock Lesnar doesn't know how to speak. That Paul Heyman, I'm Brock Lesnar.
Do you know I have a daughter?
Yeah. That is what we're gonna get.
That is my clone.
That is my clone. What we're gonna get is bullshit every time he's on a show. Someone coming out to answer the challenge, and it's gonna be like fucking Matt Cardona, and then he's just gonna kill him and be like, "No, you're not answering the challenge."
I could see that. I think
until he gets a valiant warrior to find.
Which makes me think Seth, because Seth is Brock Lesnar has been Paul Heyman's champion. He came in for the Vision at some last calls, so that to me makes the most sense for Brock.
Yeah, because Seth is in kind of purgatory right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only 2 other matches I would want for Seth Rollins are A, Braun Breaker, and B, Bronson Reed. I can't fucking do that.
Bronson Reed's
I can't fucking do that.
And then Braun Breaker.
We don't know.
He had a hernia, and that's a pretty serious intensive surgery. Yeah. And you just let the dude sit out. Do not rush him back, because it's we do not need to lose a young talent at this point. let the man just recover. Yeah. So that's why I think Seth versus Brock makes a lot of sense. And you could build some, like, or honestly, now after seeing the Heyman stuff with the ambulance, I think they might be going back to LA Knight.
Okay, so yeah, that's a point. I definitely think we could see that. The reason, once again, back to Seth Rollins that you were saying is why I don't think it is because of the same reason why I don't think it's Obafemi. Neither of these guys, because I feel like you're going to build Seth Rollins up very high for Mania. You're not going to have him lose at Mania. And then, yeah, once again, Brock Lesnar, he Brock Lesnar, no, you ain't going to lose. No, can't do the Mania. He be done to nigga. Or was that Golden? I can't remember.
No. Brock Lesnar broke.
It was Brock. Okay, yeah. It's stupid. It should have never been broken. Should have been a streak forever.
It really should have. I mean,
you're allowed to do that. They were allowed to. Just let him be undefeated at WrestleMania forever.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. I did see a thing about Cena and his match with Brock, where Cena was like, yes, we needed to make Brock look like a menace because of how he came back. He hadn't been back in a while, so we need to build him up as the big bad. How do we do that?
Why wasn't he back? Where was he?
I don't want to get this podcast. We're not even making money yet, but I don't want to get demonetized. But there are some allegations that he might be doing something similar to the files, but not PDF files quite.
Yeah. So, anyways, Jey Uso's no longer hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Jey Uso was never hurt. That man just someone had to win that match.
Someone had to win that match, and they said we have to have a heel in this chamber. So
yeah, we need Seth Rollins to return. Seth Rollins cannot return if it's Jey Uso.
That's true, actually. Yeah, you have to have somebody Seth Rollins can stomp. Yes. And he wasn't gonna stop Jey Uso.
What, is he gonna stop Cody Rhodes for some reason?
Yeah, just for shits and gigs, but yeah, and then I think the last thing, we got Oba and a Rusev feud setting up, kind of fun.
That'd be fun. I think that'll be good for Oba, mainly just because that dude needs some actual wrestling reps.
I could 100% see this rolling, and it's like 6 weeks away, but an Oba versus another big guy, like a Sheamus type, Rusev type versus Mania in this, in some kind of brawl style fight is something I could definitely see.
I thought the fucking Clash in Parents Donnybrook fight was going to be complete awesome between Sheamus and Rusev.
Awesome.
It was so good. So good.
It was the best match of that night.
Yeah, it was up there. I think there was another.
There was another good one. I can't think of the top of my head.
It was Clash in Paris. It was phenomenal. No, I think it was. No, did they do AJ versus John Cena? But I know AJ Styles had.
They did. Logan Paul had a match
with John Cena.
Yeah. The last thing that happened on Raw this past week was Punk and Roman promo. Punk did his typical shit. He dropped a line, "I'm gonna bury you next to your father." People online overreacted.
Oh shit.
They pretended like Punk went too far, like he didn't clear that. It was probably Roman's idea.
Oh yeah.
These guys, they don't just say shit like that.
The Sheamus burger after burger bit.
Mm-hmm.
That Sheamus came up with that for Drew to say to him.
Yeah. It's been reported multiple times. The shit that's been negatively said about Dusty Rhodes, Cody literally came up with it. It's wrestling, baby. All these people were involved with it. All of these people have been there. You grow up loving wrestling because someone else in your family introduced you. So that means someone understands every time someone says something horrible about someone else, besides Tiffy and Charlotte that one time.
And the next thing we're about to talk about.
But yeah, that can roll us into actually people overreacted. It doesn't matter.
One thing I did see that someone was going to bring up, which I would think would be hilarious, is if Robin brings up Larry CM Punk's dog that just died.
That's-
That would
That's
actually
too far. You can bring up Roman's dead dad, but don't you dare bring up Larry.
You shut your fucking mouth. Speaking of kayfabe, of when it's real and when it's not, we got some Rhea and Jade beef where Jade is all pissy that she thinks Rhea's trying to politic and be Rhea Hogan backstage, which Rhea's been eating a lot of pins this past year.
Rhea is allowed to be Rhea Hogan because the crowd still goes fucking nuts every time she walks. Anytime the second that music plays, they have to turn the crowd volume down.
Brutality.
Yeah, like she's allowed to, and she's not Rhea Hogan because she was just in the tag team division.
Exactly.
For like 6 months.
Like she has not had a title shot since SummerSlam with Naomi.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did shit without Rhea.
She ate the pin at SummerSlam.
Yeah. And so Jade's wrong about that. We'll dive into the others that got involved. Chelsea Green just basically had a ton of positive things to say about Rhea, which of course pissed Jade Cargill off for whatever reason. Piper Nivens came to Rhea's defense.
It was after Jade Cargill called her nothing and told her like, she's like, I don't even know why you're over here, and like it was just like that's when Piper Niven got in, and just I saw some rumors when I was actually like I was eating dinner right before we recorded this, where people were thinking that Jade Cargill actually wasn't injured there. She just had to go because she's just been pissing people off backstage at SmackDown, which makes sense why she hasn't had any matches for that 100 days.
Yeah, and Jay took a dig at Piper's injury, I think, as well, which I think is beyond even what she said to Rhea.
Yeah, you guys are supposed to be coworkers.
Yeah, and Piper literally has said it in recent interviews that someday she wakes up and can't hardly move. So it's like, let's not take a dig at this woman who literally sacrificed her body for this. Like, and then also another point, Jade Cargill did this same shit at AEW.
Oh, she did.
That's why she's not there.
Oh, really?
And has made several comments about how she would love to do something beyond wrestling. This woman doesn't want to wrestle. Let's just get the title off of her. If she throws a fit, all right, bye.
Yeah, that's
the character sucks.
I mean, like, she definitely has the build, she has the look, she's got the aura, but like the character work isn't there. Everybody, you're just pissing off everybody. You're injuring people.
Yeah,
which is funny because she worked as a child therapist, like a child psychologist. Yeah, like she has like a master's degree and stuff. So it's like, you would think you would be a little more sympathetic and less egotistical, but like, you know, I'm not gonna armchair psychologist.
I don't know. I would love to like find out that this ended up being a work, but it was pretty well reported that it was not a work.
Yeah, I think when you get multiple people involved in Twitter like that, I that's what leads me to believe like Tiffy and Charlotte.
You had Chelsea Green editing tweets because she thought she went too far. You had Rhea deleting Instagram posts. It got messy.
Yeah, it definitely did. I think someone at Creative was like, whoa, we gotta like...
We've got to stop.
We gotta simmer this down. You guys actually need to have a match for Mania or we're not gonna sell tickets.
Yeah, because then what happens when it goes too far and they refuse to work together?
Or one of them gets actually mad and tries to hurt the other one.
Which I think we know which one that would be. I'm not going to say any names, but it's very clear
100% Jade, the one who comes out as an X-Men character.
Unhinged. Yeah, I kind of do like that a little bit.
It's great.
I can't lie.
It's fucking fantastic.
I just wish she wasn't such an asshole.
I mean, the other thing is with like Rhea is like she's naturally over, and it's like, yeah, I want a muscle goth mommy. This is who I want to watch. This is covered in tattoos.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got that, of course, with Chamber. We got Rhea and Jade coming up, hopefully. At Mania. And then we kind of already talked about Drew and Randy Orton. They'll be there, of course, another confirmed Mania match, Punk and Roman, and then Liv and Stephanie Valkyrie. And I think that sums up our confirmed matches as of now.
And then because I was looking at the previous match, Mania from last year, and there were 7 matches on each day. I'm
Yeah.
thinking we're gonna get that many matches. I think if we get anything less than that, people are gonna riot.
Yes, that and this year, I don't understand why every belt is not defended every Mania. Last year, the tag team belts were defended on Friday night,
Well,
SmackDown.
you gotta get people to go to SmackDown before Mania.
Well, you should be able to naturally do that. There shouldn't have to be a title match on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown to get people to show up.
I mean, that's
Shouldn't.
I
But
agree.
yeah, I think every title just needs defended. But we'll see.
I think the only other thing we got coming up from other Mania news is they're broadcasting the first hour of Mania on both days on ESPN.
That's really cool. Yeah, I did see that. That's cool.
I think that's cool. I'm hoping we get at least 2 matches both days because on Saturday it's on ESPN2,
Mhm.
and then Sunday it's on like the main ESPN channel.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what they'll open up with. They'll probably open up with Jey Uso again.
Last year they opened up with the women's championship. I could see night one being opened up by Liv and Steph or Rhea and Jade, honestly.
Yeah, because last year they opened up with Gunther and Jay, and that's not happening this year.
Was that night one? I thought it was night two that they opened up with the women's triple threat. Okay.
I could see my prediction is we'll probably do the tag titles. The only thing I would be worried about with the tag titles is based off of the math. Jimmy Uso should be expecting his kid right around Mania.
Yeah.
So, which would be I think I'm not sure
could be up in there.
Because
I think that if it gets down to it too much, if they're like dead set on defending these titles on Mania, they'll move on real quick, like the Raw before someone else will win them. But I think more likely is we just won't get that title defended at Mania. That'll be the one this year.
I mean,
it kind of sucks.
I mean, to be fair, the Raw tag team division's so fucking ass.
The SmackDown. They could definitely use some of those teams moving over from SmackDown to Raw to create some new feuds. I wouldn't mind seeing like Motor City Machine Guns moving over and being on TV again because I don't know where they went.
I mean, but we could just have Fraxian join in again and just give us a big reveal all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then Johnny Gargano eventually will have a partner again where he'll just be sad. I don't know. But he's always sad. I like how they're not acknowledging why he's sad either. But we all know why.
We know why. Fucking Tony Ciampa went over to AEW.
Yeah. But like they don't tell us that. That's the stuff that just got a little funny. He just disappeared, man. No one knows.
I don't know why he would disappear. He was my friend.
Yeah.
But all right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us this episode. We're posting this one a little early. Kershaw's going on an international excursion to become a pirate. So we will see you all on the 14th?
Next episode.
14th. Yeah, 14th.
15th. Wait.
Yeah, no, it'll be the 15th.
15th, yeah.
That's because I'm going to Monster Jam on the 14th.
Monster Jam. Hell yeah.
My one buddy, he's from Mexico, and he was like, I was like asking him, I was like, hey, what's like the one thing you want to experience? And he goes, I really want to go see like monster trucks. And I was like, oh, Monster Jam? Oh, hell yeah, dude, we can go do that. He's like, what, they would come here? And I was like, oh yeah, dude, Monster Jam tours all around. We can go see some monster trucks.
It'll be there eventually, yeah.
All right. Well, we will catch you all next time, and see ya.